Irving Thalberg was born with the 20th century and lived to see only 36 years of it. The Great Injustice, from the Film Critics Association. We mourn the passing of a leading exponent of the cinema art, from the Newspaper Men's Club. What the hell kind of word is exponent?
It means some force or influence.
Then why don't they just say force? Most terrible shock for Mary Pickford. No greater memorial to Irving Thalberg could exist than the motion pictures he made, from Harold Lloyd.
Oh, Mr. Lloyd always was particularly fond of Mr. Thalberg.
The world of art is poor with the loss of Irving Thalberg. I offer my assurances of deepest sympathy. Franklin Roosevelt, White House. A dark and terrible shadow has fallen across our entire industry. Cecil B. DeMille. An irreplaceable loss from Harry Cohn. Overcome by sorrow at the passing of such a wonderful, close, and dear friend from that pot Sam Goldwyn.
I am sure Mr. Goldwyn did not sign the telegram that way.
If he was an honest man, he would. Irving G. Thalberg was beyond doubt the leading single individual responsible for excellence in motion pictures. From David Selznick. Can you believe that?
Well, I think it's very nice.
Well, look again. Pay attention. It's a sneaky way of saying the man doesn't care about quality. It's an outright lie. He's calling me a schlockmeister.
I'm sure Mr. Selznick only...
Oh, I know what he only meant. It's crystal clear. Can you beat that? The man wraps a condolence telegram around a personal insult and throws it through my window.
You shouldn't talk about Mr. Selznick that way. He's your son-in-law.
He's a son of a bitch from a long line of son of a bitches. He gambles. He drinks. He gambles more. Did you hear what Groucho Marx said the other day on the set in front of everyone?
No.
Why do great men die young? Schlemiels, they live to be 100. Thinks that kind of stuff doesn't get back to me?
It's not likely he was referring specifically to you, Mr. Mayor. Just a comment about the sad state of the world in general.
Have you ever met Groucho Marx?
No.
Well, you'd remember because you'd still be black and blue from where he grabbed your ass. And he smells like an unwashed dachshund, too. No, that was a shot aimed directly at my head.
If you say so.
Now, a lot of people out there thinking I'm going to flop now without Irving. I'll still be running this studio when they're all gumming down oatmeal at the motion picture rest stop.
Your tea is getting cold. Did the flowers start on time?
Yes, beautiful.
I ordered a special throne-shaped arrangement of flowering gardenias with a snow-white dove suspended above the gardenia sprays in a filigree golden cage.
I don't remember the details, but they were the biggest. That's what matters. That was my partner. They better goddamn right well know that my flowers are going to be the biggest.
Do you know that the radio said that Wallace Beery flew his own airplane over the cemetery and dropped great big armfuls of bright red roses all over Forest Lawn?
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Well, that's a very nice gesture. Well, we don't cut corners around here. It was a magnificent tribute. Services were jam-packed. Over 1,000 people. Everyone from Charlie Chaplin to Joan Crawford. 12 limousines, not to mention 2 big trucks just to carry all the flowers. And the costume department ran up a special one-of-a-kind little black morning suit for Freddie Bartholomew. Irving's poor mother had to be helped to the limousine. Her legs wouldn't support her. Top of the chart. Absolutely call her.
Is she all right?
Sure. Yeah, she's strong like an ox. Then, Grace Moore, the Metropolitan Opera Grace Moore, she sang the Song of David. She was in a couple of our pictures, wasn't she?
Yes, A Lady's Morals in a New Moon.
God, she sure has gained a lot of weight since then, if that doesn't count. But she can still sing. She was crying, you know. She finished, stepped down. Then the rabbi talked about Irving for a while.
I know.
I mean, you worked side by side 14 years of backbreaking labor. We built this company. Brick by goddamn brick. And as of today, it's all on my shoulders. Release dates, contracts, the whole company. He's gone now. Earl is gone. Along with everything that he ever wanted to do. All of his plans for the future just shot to him. You see how good God is to me.
I'm glad to have an opportunity to see your company in person. It's very impressive.
It's a toilet, except for this one. Esther!
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Let's have some hot coffee. Coffee? Irving would like a nice cup of hot coffee right away.
Mr. Mayor.
It's a toilet. Can't you smell the crap?
Well, yes, to tell you the truth.
Whole place smells like crap. The owner of this hellhole makes a living renting out mangy animals to movies, sells promotions, college football games, that kind of stuff. He also makes a few bucks renting out office space to Louis B. Mayer Productions.
Yes, we've rented extra animals here for jungle pictures over at Universal from time to time.
Well, I've been here for 5 years now, and I can smell the difference between goat crap, sheep crap, horse crap, mule crap, leopard crap.
It's a tiger.
I know a leopard when I smell one, don't contradict me.
Mr. Mayor's office was where they used to keep the horse blankets and the saddlebags.
Thank you, Esther. Is there anything else you'd like to tell Irving?
Every morning the orangutan lets us know if it's going to be a good day or not.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you.
If you need anything, just shout.
And we're beyond the sewer lines, so the whole place is set on septic tanks. The song cost me thousands. It's authentic French Renaissance style. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
So I thought you were just renting here.
Louis Mayer Productions doesn't work out of a goddamn tap room. Absolutely gorgeous, isn't it?
Absolutely. Tell me, exactly how does the orangutan let people know if it's coming to visit?
That's a stupid superstition. You know how superstitious stupid show people are.
How does he let everyone know?
Okay. If the orangutan is playing with himself first thing in the morning, then you know it's going to be a good day. And I got to admit, the big lug is pretty accurate. So, I understand you're unhappy over at Universal.
Well, I understand you're looking to take on a production manager.
I want somebody who can pick stories, rewrite scripts, edit the footage, so I can concentrate on running the business. And I'll tell you what you want.
Please do.
You want to be paid what you think you're worth.
Well, I definitely have all the skills you mentioned, and everyone in town knows it.
And I'll tell you something else you want. You want out of Universal before that girl's father kicks you out. This is a very small town, and everybody loves the gossip. So you put your cards on the table with me, and I'll do the same with you.
All right. I got involved with the boss's daughter, and now it's breaking up.
And despite the fact that you're an asset for his company, your days at Universal are numbered.
That is my distinct impression, yes.
Cards on the table. Irving, you're a fine production manager. I understand you're a whiz with stories. Other people make pictures to watch. Thalberg makes pictures to feel.
That's pretty flattering. I also think it's true. I can do just about anything from light comedy to heavy drama. I also oversee the final cutting myself.
Here's where an audience is touched by a story. Here, and here. Any idiot can give a lecture. Any fool can put flesh on the screen. But this Thalberg, this takes real skill to reach. The heart of America is sentiment. Now, never forget, happy ending is no crime. If I can find somebody who can handle the stories, then I can do what I do best.
Which is?
Handling people. And in this trade, it's a full-time job. The men and women in this business, Thalberg, they're not normal. Most of them can barely tie their own shoes. Their lives are like train wrecks. Look, the Hollywood Examiner calls Hollywood an intriguing tour of the city sewers in a glass-bottom boat. And what's swimming around down there is not easy to deal with, I don't have to tell you.
What methods do you use?
Any method that works. I hate to talk bad about actors. After all, without actors, we couldn't make pictures. But you know as well as I do, they're kind of cracked in the head. They're always doing things that'll ruin their careers overnight. Some respond to reason, and others I have to browbeat. But some I hypnotize with my eyes. I'll pay you all, not a whole lot more than what you make it over at Universal. But Irving, listen. I've got 2 daughters. And I simply cannot have you getting involved with either one of them. Now, I don't mean to hurt your feelings. I've always wanted to have a son. And under different circumstances, a man who works for me might conceivably become a son-in-law. But it can't be you. You understand that, don't you?
Like you said, it's a small town. My heart condition is common knowledge. But it's never stopped me from working hard day and night.
Well, you work like a Trojan, everyone knows. But if one of my girls ever wound up marrying you, I'd be facing 2 mortal blows. Your loss and the loss of my daughter's husband. I can't risk having a young girl on my hands. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, you understand?
Suits me fine. I've had my fill of bosses' daughters. At least I've learned that much. It's rather humbling.
Well, Mark is slow. He owns the biggest theater chain in the whole country. He always said that every man should learn humility. Now, that's advice that we all should be proud to take.
And Mr. Mayor, it's the Uriah Heep of Hollywood.
Are you here for something?
Mr. Smith from Los Angeles cameras on the line.
Somebody ask the answer. Go on.
Mr. Mayor, I can't do that. We owe him money. This is an invoice. 3 days ago, we said we couldn't pay. 2 weeks ago, we said we couldn't pay. A month ago, we said we couldn't pay.
And each time did I keep my word? Oh, hell, put it. Smith, Mayor here. I'm going to tell you something very, very important. You're a much younger fellow than I am, and what's that got to do with an overdue bill? I'll tell you what that's got to do with an overdue bill. You're much younger than I am, which means that you will die, that I will die before you do. And when that day comes, you will cry. You will weep at my funeral, you'll weep at my grave. And you're not going to help me now when I'm alive and well and here talking with you? Of course. Thanks. So give us a little more time.
It's none of my business. Not yet, anyway. Are you sure that's wise?
Okay. I'm going to let you in on something. everything works out fine for me. Why? One reason. God is good to Louis D. Mayer. That's why. Laugh if you want, but it's true. He always makes things work out for me. I'll give you for an instance. You know how I got my first big star, Miss Anita Stewart?
I know she makes pictures for you.
Yeah, she worked for Vitagraph. Oh, big outfit. Well, I got her to leave them and come and act for me. Well, Vitagraph, they hauled me into court, but I won. And then, just when we started shooting, she got into a tail of a car wreck. But she walked away without so much as a scratch, and then started making pictures for me. Then I took her and her mother out to the best place in town to celebrate. 15-piece orchestra, plush red velvet bandstand with real silver trim Thalberg. Then we started doing the foxtrot, and every eye was on us. The bandsmen in their tuxedos, the waiters in their cutaways, the fashionable ladies walking outside the big windows. Can you just imagine what they were all thinking? Can you just imagine?
They were thinking, who is that fat bastard dancing with the movie star?
Damn! Don't you have any work to do around here?
You know where I am if you need me.
My point, Thalberg. My point was, God is good to me. That was my point. Irving, people think I'm smart. You know how I'm smart? I get people around me who know more than I do. That's how I'm smart. Let me ask you a question. I've got a picture called Pleasure Man. I've got a director who keeps insisting on adding scenes that aren't in the script.
Seems like...
Oh, hot stuff. Too damn dirty to show at all the theaters that I supply. What would you do?
Is the director putting any of his own money into it? Does he own it?
No, it's all my money.
Well, that's a cinch. The man putting up the money calls the shots. If the director wants to call the shots, he can get him with his own money, like Griffith or Buster Keaton.
And if the son of a bitch walks out when it's half done?
It's also a cinch. Hire another director. When von Stroheim was making merry-go-round for me, he ordered an antique royal carriage shipped in, all the way from Vienna. Then he let an outdoor set stand idle while he had the grass painted a slightly different shade of green. And he shut down a banquet scene for 2 days because he wanted crystal goblets with half-inch gold rims instead of quarter-inch rims. Oh, lunatic stuff.
I heard that he ordered some special silk underwear for the extras.
Even though those extras appeared in full uniform, it wasted a fortune. Von Stroheim makes good pictures, but he's a loose cannon. I called him on him, and he starts screaming at me. I am an artist, a composer, a person does not supervise an aristocrat. Everyone knows his father's a hat maker. I replaced him. The picture got made. When I have to, I can always fill in and direct. I've done it before. And if the director is sick or there's some other crisis, well, the picture still has to get made.
Irving, this is what I'm considering. You'll be my chief production assistant. And I'll pay you $200 a week more than what you're making over in Wiener. Now, that's my offer, now think about it for now.
I definitely will.
Well, you'll see me again, and we'll talk more.
Thalberg didn't know if going to work for this man would be the best thing he ever did or the worst. He'd have given even odds. What can I say? He took the job.
Keep playing, fellas. Let's keep him in the mood, okay?
All right, let's give it a try, just like he says. Right into each other's eyes, got it? And roll camera, and go. Thanks. Good. Hey, that works out nice.
Well, what did you expect it to do?
Oh, wait. Hold on. Oh, yeah. You got it. Sure. Yes, I have it under good authority that Mr. Marcus Lowe has big problems.
Marcus Lowe owns more movie theaters than anyone on the face of the earth. I sincerely doubt he has big problems.
His hundreds of theaters are his big problem, Irving. Every studio bought by Lowe's Every studio bought by Lowe's, they don't make any money, don't you understand? They go broke. That's his big problem now. I put out some discreet inquiries, Irving.
A discreet movie may or may not be the eighth wonder of the world.
I hear everything. I have a pipeline of information. One of my lawyers happens to be one of Marcus Lowe's lawyers. And I think that the Lowe Corporation wants to buy us out.
Have you approached Marcus Lowe yourself about this?
Yes, I will be soon.
So you haven't yet.
Well, Marcus Lowe will be visiting us shortly. The lawyers have already arranged a date.
Wow, that's very promising news, Louis, very promising.
I'm going to have Lowe visit my company here. Mr. Lowe, what sets a producer apart from all the rest of the other fellows? What puts him head and shoulders above all the rest? How come is it that one man can turn out a flood of fine pictures while all the rest release a dribble and drag? We all use the same lights, the same cameras, the same film. One thing and one thing only makes a producer great. His brains. All of the theaters bought by Lowe's have no brains. So the Louis Bear Company has brains. Mr. Lowe, these brains can be yours. The Lowe theaters need my brains.
Oh, it sounds wonderful, Louis, but let's not get overly optimistic.
After I deliver my sales pitch to Mr. Lowe, he will be entranced. And then, after I work on it for a few weeks, if he sends out his right-hand man, Mr. Nick Skank, to come out here to see us, that'll mean that it's as good as done.
That's a mighty big fish you're after.
No, Irving, you got it backwards. We're the big catch, you and me.
But does Lowe see it that way?
Oh, he will by the time I'm through with it.
Well, you give your sales talk and we'll hope Mr. Nick Skank turns up on our doorstep. But as I said, let's not count on it.
Ye of little faith, Irving. Lowe will be entranced, and Skank will follow. You know, every Sunday I take my family out for a drive. We go by the big studios, and I tell my girls, I say, I bet you'd be surprised if your Paul ran a big fancy place like that someday. You'll see, Irving. God is good to you.
Don't worry. Everything's going to be just fine. You'll see. Oh, here, let me get you a glass of water from the cooler.
Well, this is some studio.
Yeah, Sam Goldwyn owned it before Marcus Lowe bought it. Over 30 acres in Culver City. The land alone cost almost $10,000.
California real estate.
The business listings describe Goldwyn Studios as prime commercial. They are large, well-equipped. There's approximately 3 miles of tree-shaded pathways. There's a backlot with exterior sets, well-maintained sunlit filming stages, and fully staffed departments. I checked it all out. They're not lying.
Shouldn't Skank be here by now?
Soon.
Oh, Mr. Skank. You know my associate, Irving Thalberg, my executive secretary, Esther Lincoln.
Yes, how are you all?
We're all in the pink. How was your train ride?
Just fine. Mrs. Lindemann, would you mind taking notes?
Yes, Mr.
Right. As previously confirmed in our conversations with Mayor, we are now prepared to close a deal to buy his production company for $160,000. That includes all contracts and storage properties.
Yes, that's just fine.
Mayor's production company will be merged with Lowe's other studios into a single production facility that will be located here in Culver City at the site of Sam Goldwyn's former operation.
Certainly.
Mayor will be first vice president and will be paid the sum of $1,500 a week. Thalberg will be second vice president and production supervisor and will be paid $650 a week. Okay. Let's see. 20% of all the profits will be divided as follows. Mayor 10%. Thalberg 5%, and Mayor's lawyer 5%.
Right.
Total combined authorized capital stock of the newly merged venture, $665 million, and it will be known as the Metro Goldwyn Corporation.
Hey, why should a studio that I'm running have Sam Goldwyn's name on it?
Just for a second, I really thought this could be a deal killer.
Louis, no, please don't.
Son of a bitch Goldwyn goes behind my back to stab me. The man doesn't even have the decency to stab me in the back to my face.
Mrs. Lindemann, would you mind stop taking notes for a minute?
Yes, Mr. Skate.
Sam Goldwyn would only sell to us on two conditions. One, we pay him $1 million, and we retain the name Goldwyn in the name of the new company. Now, he will have no ownership or role in the new company. However, we will retain also the symbol of the Goldwyn Corporation, the roaring lion, which will be shown at the beginning of all our pictures. All right?
All right.
Mrs. Lindemann?
Would you, Lois?
Oh, no, Louis.
Oh, no, Mr. Pear.
How about with these pictures that we have something like Louis B. Mayer presents in the opening credits and in the advertisements, produced by Louis B. Mayer.
I don't think that will be a problem.
We can have that in writing.
Yes. Can we continue?
Certainly.
All right. Metro Goldwyn Company will be headquartered in New York, beside the Lowe's building. Now, no picture may be produced, and no actor cast, and no budget accepted without prior approval from New York, and you will report directly to me.
Understood.
Now, as you may know, Miss Marion Davies' films are all produced here at Goldwyn's. And it is my pleasure to officially inform you that she will remain here under the new management, which means that you will be responsible for producing all her pictures and for making sure that Miss Davies is very happy here. Now, if Miss Davies is happy here, then her very great personal friend, Mr. William Randolph Hearst, who put her pictures in the first place, will also be happy here. And if Mr. Hearst is happy, then his vast chain of radios and newspapers will have nothing but happy things to say about all the pictures we make here at Goldwyn's.
Miss Marion Davies' wish is my command.
At the very least. Now, are there any questions?
Yes. What about Ben Hur?
Oh, God. Both down in Italy, all over Italy. But we're fully committed, and we believe that it can be salvaged.
Well, we've seen some of the film footage, and it looks like a bad deli salad.
We may have to bring it back to California. It really is a horrible mess. They've wasted a good 200 reels of film. The photography is a disaster. The director's drunk half the time, and the star spends most of his time sleeping with the writer.
Is it a mess you can fix?
It's cost you over $2 million already, not including extortion payments going to authorities in Italy. We figure you'll need to start all over again. It'll cost you another $1.5 million, if not more.
Can you fix it?
Yes, I can fix it.
Good.
Sounds good to me.
Why don't you fix it? Louis? Irving? Thank you very much, Mrs. Lindemann. I think we can all be very pleased. If you have some time this afternoon, why don't you take a little tour out of the studio? And I'll have the lawyers fill out the final papers.
When the red rock becomes bobbing along, there'll be no more sobbing when he starts singing his own sweet song. Irving, what do you think about this office, huh? Yours is upstairs and down the hallway. Oh, and Lyndon, you put enough time this week. You can knock off if you like.
Okay, then I'll see you later, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations again.
What do you say, Irving? Some fine linen curtains or some of those wooden fancy blind arrangements. What do you think?
Well, that's up to you, Louis. I better go down to projection and look at what's in the pipeline.
You go right ahead, Irving. You go right ahead.
to talk to you about Ben-Hur. Now's your chance.
Nick! Louie! It's Nick. We're watching the foot. I'm talking to you from the projector room at the Lowe's building. Yeah, well, Nick, we're watching the footage from the Ben-Hur cherry race. I haven't been this excited since the Dipsy Purple fight. You tell that boy what I just said. Well, Nick, we built the Circus Maximus over where that big open-air dance hall used to be over in Dennis and Bryce. I know. It cost us $30,000, but it was worth every nickel. Look, Nick, and every angle is good. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. We had 42 cameras, and we had 48 horses, I think, and there was a camera playing there. Oh, and the wrecks. They were amazing. I could almost hear the wood splinter. You tell Irving we think it's tremendous. Hell, I'll tell him myself. Bring it. I can't, Nick. Irving's sick. You know how hard he works. What? Irving had a heart attack, but now they're telling me... A heart attack? A heart attack? The kid is 26 goddamn years old. Oh, Jesus Christ. The doctor said that he'll be able to come back to work. Nick? Yes, I heard you. Well, you don't understand. They think that he'll be able to come back to work in a couple of weeks. They think? Well, yeah, they think that he'll be able to come back to work in a couple of weeks. You know, he's flat on his back at home. You know, he's still working. He never stops working. He's having him set up a projector in his bedroom so he can watch the rushes on the ceiling. A crazy doctor is what he needs. And Nick, and also when he comes back to work, he wants to talk to you about money. What a surprise. Well, we're making good pictures for you out here. All you guys out there are interested in is more money. Well, I haven't heard you guys in New York taking any vows of poverty. All right. I'm willing to talk to Irving about money. Just keep me informed.
The newspapermen are just happy to see Irving back. He's good copy. Nobody believes what they read in these papers. You should know that.
Listen. The movie's magazine, Thalberg, a breathing blend of Horatio Alger, Houdini, Rockefeller, and Napoleon.
I think they're just making fun of him.
Here's the producer's post. Hollywood's baby tycoon, Irving Thalberg. The twinkling incandescent eyes of a seer. The shrewd hands of a Machiavelli, Thalberg. Returns to MGM, poised to become the biggest man in the industry. Jesus, what the hell is he, an actor? Oh, God almighty. It's like rat poison. Here, taste it.
Ooh, I'll take your word for it.
This is what they're serving at the commissary?
Yes.
No wonder everyone looks like that drunk in the afternoon. We pick up some booch and drink in some speakeasy. Now, have an estimated figure what it will cost to come up with some decent food around here. And ask Irving if he has any ideas for a new menu.
Okay, I'll tell him as soon as he gets back from his meeting from Mr. Skank.
Oh boy, those two locked together in a room at the Ambassador Hotel. Oh, I'd like to be a fly on the wall in that room.
No, I'm fine. You might have expected to find me an invalid, Dick. I can assure you I'm able to outwork and outproduce any man half my age.
A man half your age is still in short pants, Irving. We're stretched very thin right now. The studio is tripling in size.
Damn right it's tripling in size. All of our pictures are going to be made right here in town. We're not going to get into another nightmare like Ben-Hur ever again.
But this kind of expansion costs real money, Irving.
You referring to that gravel pit next door?
Hey, the gravel pit next door is going to be lot 2. And it costs us $400 an acre.
Yes, but the city's filling it in for free, right? With the dirt they're digging from those grand tar pits, right? Others are willing to pay me what I'm worth. Please, don't force me to sit out my contract.
Are you giving me ultimatums?
Shocking, isn't it? Just remember, this ultimatum is coming from the man who provided 30 more feature films than the 15 originally agreed upon. And Ben-Hur, which put Lowe's MGM on the map.
Now, I agree that Ben-Hur is very important to us, but it didn't even break even. It was banned in Italy because it showed a Roman general losing a battle. It was made in China because they said it was Christian propaganda.
Let me remind you that Ben-Hur wasn't our project. I didn't greenlight it. Louis didn't greenlight it. No, you guys back east decided to make it. All we did out here was save it.
God damn it, Irving!
Will you idiots keep it down? This is not a pool hall.
Shut up!
Look, Irving, $4,000 a week is a lot of money. To say nothing of your 5% of the profits.
Louis gets 10%.
Louis is your
I'm
boss!
the one who's making the pictures.
All right. Would you be willing to accept a step of assistance to help you make the pictures?
Louis already talked to me about that, and yes, I am. As long as I decide who they are.
Oh, that's fine.
Are you willing to pay me $4,000 a week?
No, I'm not willing. I'll do it.
Good. Now let's open a window. What are we supposed to do? Shoot 36 different language versions of these pictures?
I don't know how we're going to handle that yet. You and Louis will think up something.
Oh, sure. We'll wave a magic wand. A year ago, you told us MGM wasn't going to be doing sound pictures.
Blame the audience.
It's going to be absolute hell on the actors. Our female audience has very specific ideas on how the male star should sound. Actresses are luckier. Men care a lot more about looks than voices.
We'll have to keep the garble quiet as long as we can. That voice of hers is sometimes hard to understand. We'll have to keep it quiet as long as we can. Then we'll come up with a big publicity deal when she starts talking and hope for the best.
We're hiring voice coaches. A lot of them.
Tell me, Marion Davies, she has a stammer, doesn't she?
We dodged the bullet on that one. Turns out Davies only stammers in regular conversation. With memorized lines, she doesn't stammer.
Oh, thank God.
Top of everything, talking pictures cost a fortune to make. Most theaters can't even show them. The first dozen or so, we can't afford to spend more than...
$350,000.
Thanks, $350,000 per picture. They'll look like crap.
Oh, not with you making them.
This is no time to be blowing smoke up people's posteriors. I sent one of my supervisors back east to sign up writers who can handle dialogue.
I hope you sent him express.
I stuffed him into an open cockpit airmail plane.
Yeah, right.
I'm not kidding, Nick. This is an emergency. The guy is literally sitting on sacks of mail with cotton in his ears. Airmail makes the trip in 36 hours. You'll find plenty of playwrights willing to live in California.
Yes, but you wouldn't want your system to marry one.
You're not even sure what equipment to use. There are, what, a dozen different systems?
No, there's only 4 major sound recording systems. There's Vitaphone, Movietone, Photophone, and Erreca. Plus, there are 1,100 patents involved.
Goddamn lawyers. All this trouble. Hey, you're not alone, you know. You know it costs $20,000 just to wire up one theater for sound? Not to mention, we're probably going to have to lease the equipment from Fox or Warner's. I hate to think what they're going to charge.
Do you know that Photoplay offered a $500 prize to the reader who can come up with the best name for talking pictures? So far, the finalists are Speakies, Talkies, Squawkies, Focafilm, Pictobox, and my personal favorite, Phonies.
Yeah, that one says it all.
We're willing to spend what it takes.
Nobody knows what it takes. I asked the county to run up some figures on what it costs to build soundproof stages. They said, who the hell knows? Nobody's done it right yet. We haven't made one single all-talking picture. Warner's and Paramount have. We've experimented with a few sound effects. That's about all, Nick.
Everything's going to be just fine. Everything always works out fine for me. And here's the good news. I've only got the line on sound film. I have to shoot 3 roars and 4 roars for coverage. What? We gotta start somewhere. Boy, did we get caught with our pants down.
MGM Newsreel Department number 124. MGM continues to lead the way in talkies. Insert shot D, take 2. And mark it.
When you're ready,
The world's largest sound stages are now right here at MGM. Each one covering over 12,000 square feet with 8-inch thick concrete walls and hermetically sealed 2-ton electric doors. Our blueprints are a work of art in themselves, worthy of our great scenic designers. From the very start of this new era, each of our featured players has demonstrated the greatest vocal abilities. You expect nothing but the best from us, and you will continue to get it.
and cut. And we'll do it from here.
Yes,
All
I think
right.
that was
Okay, good work. Nice work, everybody. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, you boys can exit out.
Print that off.
Come back later for the equipment.
musicians, no visitors, flashing red lights. Even the director has to shut up during takes. You should see it more often.
I don't need to. You see it for me.
I think the costume department has their problems, Lee. The seamstresses are sewing layers of felt into the gown. That should stop the rustling.
Soundproof costume, you shall. You know, I wish that I had bought stock in dictaphone. Those things are selling like hotcakes in this town.
Palm readers along Sunset have lines out the door. You should hear the conversations in the commissary. Actors who never opened a book in their lives are tossing around words like melodious, diphthong, audibility.
I don't like to eat with the crowd.
There's a message from Miss Garbo. She says to say that Anna Christie is unacceptable, as it depicts Swedish people as low character.
Fine, I tell her if she doesn't want to do it, I can't keep paying her a salary.
Right. Oh, and Tallulah Bankhead called for Mr. Thalberg. She says that she thinks California is a wasteland, and she wants to know, and I quote, how does anyone get laid in this awful place?
Tell Miss Bankhead I'm sure she won't have a problem. Just ask anyone.
Right. And here are the daily preview reports.
Clark Gable's starting to get noticed. Good. Starting next year, we'll try him in some more leading roles. But for God's sake, tell the makeup people to tape his ears down to the side of his head. This isn't a zoo.
Right. Anything else?
No. Just give my regards to Mr. Mayor, when and if you see him. All right, I need to rewrite that, I guess, pages 25 to 30. It's getting there, but I still need a moment where we see the girl fall in love with the boy. Oh, I'd better skip lunch. Bring me a sandwich or something.
Is it true that you actually did a story conference during Mabel Norman's funeral?
No, to and from, but not during. That would have been rude. I'll tell you something about Hollywood funerals. There's all this overplayed weeping and moaning, but if you think anyone's mind is on the dearly departed, you're sadly mistaken. Everyone is thinking how they're going to look in the newsreels.
Soundstage 5. Yes, right away. Oh, that was Mr. Wiener. He wants to see you in his office right away.
Great. I'll see that footage later.
What's all this big deal over Clark Gable?
He did well in a dozen supporting roles. He's doing well in leading roles. And our publicity people are promoting him heavily. It's our standard procedure.
Look, I handle all the actors and the publicity and the company. Why wasn't I kept informed?
Well, Louis, if you'd spend a little more time here and a little less on the links, this kind of thing wouldn't come as a surprise to you.
I'm the head of the studio, you know.
Isn't that why they pay you $1 million a year?
Don't accuse me of not being fair, Irving. I'm the one who agreed to our proper participation.
Only after I raised hell about it.
You sure did. Each of us gets 7.5%, and I gave up 2.5 of my percent just to keep you here. But nothing makes you happy. I'm the one who should be sore. Look, U.S. Business Journal. He knows how to make pictures better than any writer or director or businessman. He is animated by the desire to make great movies. A strangely commanding voice. Guess who they're writing about?
Louis, this is getting silly.
Here's how they describe me. Mayor is a more distant figure, responsible only for personal connections, intrigues, and remains essentially a businessman. Now what the hell is that?
I would have thought you'd show a little more gratitude to the guy who works his ass off just so you and Skate can get rich and sassy.
So Skate's an ingrate also. Well, maybe we should bring him in on this discussion, huh?
You want to call New York? Call New York.
Esther, give me Nick's cane, please. And tell him it's important.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. He's on the line.
Nick, Louis here. Look, Nick, I'm here with Irving, and we're talking about money again, and we need to get this settled. And as you know, Irving thinks that MGM's prosperity is mostly due to him. Yes, of course. Irving.
Hello.
Hello? Who's on the line?
The man who makes a feature a week for you guys is on the line.
Not all of those features make money, Irving.
They make enough for you guys to buy yachts.
You also make enough to be a yachtsman.
I have no interest in putzing around on the ocean, but I do have an interest in some of the offers I've been getting from other studios.
Irving, I cannot increase your salary. I have the shareholders to answer to.
Can you imagine what the shareholders would do to you if you let Thalberg leave MGM for greener pastures?
All right. What do you want?
I'll do you a favor. Let's forget about a salary increase. I'll stay if I can buy 100,000 shares of Flow stock at, say, 80% discount.
Hey, wait a minute!
I think I could make that happen.
If you don't mind, I'd like to talk to him. Nick, what the hell is going on here?
Louis, it's the only way we can keep him. I'm willing to make you a similar offer.
A similar offer? How about the exact same offer?
I think the best I can do is 80,000 shares at the same 80% discount.
What?
I'm sorry, that's the best I can do. Take it or leave it.
I'll have to take it.
Good. You boys enjoy the sunshine out there.
Did you see it?
Eileen?
Well,
Wasn't pretty. That's why I didn't want to let me in at first. But then he said it was okay.
how'd it go?
Well, for a man whose doctor calls another mild coronary, he yells pretty good. And I told him that I had to consider giving some of his projects to some replacement producers while he's recovering.
What'd he say?
And who's going to replace you? Said I was kicking him while he was down. Well, I told him that I had 3,000 other employees to think about, not just him. Well, he simmered down and said that he didn't agree with what I was doing, that he understood. Then I left. Yes, sir. Where's Irving staying? In France.
They're staying at the Chateau Biarritz.
Okay. You take a telegram. Make sure that you send it to her in France. Irving? Current situation forces me and Nick to reorganize MGM Studios. I'm placing you in charge of an independent production unit where you will make no more than 6 films of your own choice per year. Of course, this reorganization necessitates the elimination of your current position, head of production. And from now on, you will be a independent production producer. Irving, I'm doing this for your own good. Your good friend, Louis.
Anything else?
Yes. Yes, contact the construction department and tell them that I want a new office built for Irving. I want a first-class executive bungalow with high-beam ceilings, a stone fireplace, green leather easy chair, and a great big glass desk. And have Cedric Gibbons design it. Oh, Esther. Make sure that telegram is waiting for Irving when he arrives in France.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. Yes, I am sure that it will be a well-attended and memorable benefit event.
Okay, yours truly, etc., etc.
Right. Next item. Have you had a chance to go over the book synopsis yet for Gone with the Wind?
Yes! It'd be sensational. Great role for Clark and a great picture for us. Tell him I'm gonna have to pass.
Pass?
I just spent over 2 years doing Yuki on the Bounty and the Good Earth. And I've got a Shakespeare to finish up. Now I'm supposed to burn Atlanta? No, enough with the ethics. I'm picking easier targets. The Thalberg unit is gonna do some little light romances.
Irving, I want to talk to you about Romeo and Juliet.
Would you mind leaving while I put Mr. Mayor in his place?
Yes, Mr. Thalberg.
Irving, I don't want to hurt your feelings. But I always said this Shakespeare nonsense was a silly idea. I always said it, so did Dick.
It's not silly, Louie. It'll be a great picture for us.
But your wife is Juliet.
Norma Shearer can play 20.
Norma is a wonderful woman, Irving, but she's 35 years old. And she's no goddamn Juliet! And the gardener only takes a bowl of stage 15. The plants make their own weather in there. It's over 100 shooting days and very more stumbling drunk. Where's your judgment?
This judgment happens to run a small unit that won your studio the Best Picture Oscar for Mutiny on the Bounty. This judgment also produced The Night at the Opera and The Barracks of Wimpole Street.
You're spending more than half of what those pictures made. It was budgeted for $800,000 and now it's up to damn near $2 million.
Well, don't let it bother you, Louie. This particular thorn in your side will be gone in the very near future.
What's this?
As soon as my current contract expires, I will be leaving MGM to join another company.
Okay, then you listen to me. Now, before you start listening to any other studios and their offers, you need to get together with Nick and I, and we'll discuss this, and I'm sure that we'll be able to...
I have discussed it. With Nick. You're not the only one who can cut a deal with Skink, you know.
Esther?
Yes, Mr. Mayor.
Can you scan, please?
Right away. He's on the line.
Nick?
Hooey! Nice to hear from you. How's everything out in the Sunshine State?
Don't you screw around with me, you son of a bitch! Now what's this about Irving leaving MGM?
Oh, I'm sorry you found out about it so soon. I was going to tell you next week when I came out to the coast.
What? What? You're really going to let Irving leave and we'll go to another studio? What, are you totally out of your mind?
Not exactly another studio, I guess. Well, his own studio, I guess, is the best way.
What?
In a few months, Irving will establish a Thalberg production company. With our blessings, he will take with him his production staff, some subordinates, some directors, some of our featured players. I think Charles Lawton, the Marx brothers.
Why? Are you going to let him walk away with half of our assets? What, are you totally insane? Why?
Because Loeb's will be distributing Thalberg's pictures as well as MGM's.
Why, lousy, stinking. You're not losing Irving, you're getting another studio. But at my expense, this is great for you bastards in New York. Listen, you Listen, Irving, you're gaining another studio. Listen, Nick, Irving's gonna gut the place.
Lou. Now look, I have great confidence in you. You've always been great at spotting talent. After all, you spotted Irving. Now, I realize it will be a little rough to start out with, but you'll do some hiring, you'll build back up. You'll get along just fine.
Look, how the hell am I? Just exactly like you son of a... God.
Here's your final itinerary for your Labor Day trip to your hometown in Massachusetts, where they give you the key to the city. Also, this is the final draft for the speech. I noticed that you have thanked the actors. You thanked Mr. Skink. Don't you think that you should say a little something about Mr. Thalberg?
Esther, where's Irving going over vacation?
Mr. Thalberg and family will be staying in Monterey. Directly thereafter, he will be going to the Hollywood Bowl, where he's producing the play Everman. It's a medieval morality play about the state of grace of the human spirit.
Oh, that ought to pack a man.
It's for charity.
It better be. It better be. Esther, you have a nice time. Tell your kids that Uncle Louie settled them.
You have a good vacation too, Mr. Baker.
Yeah, come on, folks, please, flap your wings, move your fannies.
We've got 200 angels. We need to be able to see them all.
Right, oh, here they come.
Nick,
Louie, what the hell is going on out there?
Irving got sick. He got sick very, very fast.
Oh my God, his heart?
No, the doctor said his heart's holding up good. Irving caught a chill, you know, and...
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Well, it just got worse. The doctors say that it turned into lumbar pneumonia. His temperature hit 104. We wanted to fly him out to the Mayo Clinic. They have some sulfa drugs out there.
Fly?
I know that top people aren't supposed to travel by airplane, but...
Well, how soon will you know?
Well, Nick, it's a moot point anyways. He got sick too fast. They say that he's too sick to be moved right now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, Louie, I know.
Well, we had the company picnic yesterday out in the valley. Everything as usual. His wife sent a telegram. We read it to everyone. You know how Irving regretted not being able to be there with us, and how he was looking forward to being with us all at next year's picnic.
Next year's?
Well, they say that he's feeling better this morning, so that's something.
Is there something wrong with this line?
Mr. Skink, it's Esther Linderman. Mr. Thalberg was feeling much better this morning. He called for a secretary to take some dictation from bed. But before she could get there, he slipped into a coma. The doctors have an oxygen tent set up over his bed.
Nick, it's Louie again. All we can do now is wait.
That's all we could ever do.
I went over to see Irving. He knew I was there, Nick. I think that he knew it was me, but he was a little delusional. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And when I was at his house, I saw this little girl. She was just crawling around downstairs in the living room in the sun.
Oh, I'm sorry, Louis.
Really something that Irving would have really appreciated, you know.
Of course, who would? Any father would see his daughter acting like that.
No, it's just not that, Nick. It's just the sort of scene that Irving always put into his pictures. Do you remember Grand Hotel? Do you remember the Baron's little dog who was waiting for him in the Baron's hotel room, and the Baron is dead, and the little dog is just sitting there, happy and patient, waiting for his master to come home, waiting for someone who he'll never see again.
I remember the scene, Louis.
Well, you see, it's just like this little girl giggling and crawling on the living room floor in the sun. It's just the sort of scene that Irving would spend an extra $5,000 to shoot. A little thing like that.
Louis? Are you all right?
Me? I'm in the pink. I'm in the bed.
Well, Louis, you keep me informed, you keep me fully informed. I have to go and fill in the board of directors.
Sure, Nick. Sure. You tell them that everything is going to be just all right. I've got everything under control. They have nothing to worry about.
Sure, I'll tell them, Louis. And Louis, you call me immediately when anything happens. You hear?
Of course. For more than a decade, the best friend that anyone could ever hope to have is now lost to me. Irving Thalberg oversaw the production of more than 400 feature films. He believed in the mission of motion pictures. He was a simple man who, in his short life, earned the respect and great admiration from all. Legs wouldn't support. Time to have a child. Just hope.
Is she all right?
Sure. She's strong like an ox. And graceful. The metaphor's not graceful. She sang the song of David. She was in a couple of our pictures, wasn't she?
Yes, A Lady's Morals and A New Moon.
God, she sure has gained a lot of weight since then. Fat as a cow. But she can still sing. She was crying, you know. When she finished. Stepped down. Then the rabbi talked about Irving for a while.
I know.
I mean, you worked side by side, 14 years of backbreaking labor. We built this whole company. Brick by goddamn brick. And as for today, it's all on my shoulders. Release dates, contracts, the whole company. He's gone now. Irving's gone. along with everything that he ever wanted to do. And all of his plans for the future just shot to hell. You see how good God is to me.
He ran the place for 15 more years, then Skank forced him out. He spent the rest of his life just pacing his living room floor, like a caged lion, pardon the expression, trying to think of some way to get his studio back. It never happened. He died in 1957. Of course, people still go to the movies, but nobody really loves movies anymore. Why should they? The people who make them don't.